سبيل الدموع سبيل
4 phases explaining everything you need to know to launch your online business. Now in this particular video this particular video is going to be a lengthier one than expected, because I think the things that I've covered in this particular video are going to be sort of depth and also give you a whole idea of how would be the steps of your particular business, an online business, online course based business, an online community based business. And in these 4 phases there will be each step that will go dive deep into, and towards the end of the day you will know exactly how things operate in each phase of your online business. Now the whole goal is to help you launch an online business. In this particular video we are going to have fun in next probably 15 minutes or so, and go dive deep into each of the step and tell you exactly what you need, when do you need, and stuff like that. So that again, this is just an idea that this is how it will work. Each step and each phase has got a journey in itself. Got it? This video comes with a disclaimer that there are like 1,000 things within a subject. Now I'm just going to give you an idea and explaining everything you need to know on a surface level that will help you sit and craft the whole thing. That being said, welcome to this particular video, and now this is going to be an interesting one and a depth version of it. So there will be 4 phases. This particular video is divided into phase 1, 2 and 3 and 4. The first phase has got 4 steps. The first step in the phase 1 would be the step number 1 is, before even doing anything in regards to your business, you need to have core sacred system with yourself. What is a core sacred system? Core sacred system is something that helps you protect yourself from the monkey mind that we have. Now I am the laziest person in the family. I am not productive. Anything that I want to do, I'll do it tomorrow. That was fuzzle back in the day, and it's like a ticket. How can I, now that I know who I am, that is never going to help me build a business. That is never going to help me build an entrepreneur, like the productive version of the puzzle. Okay, what do I need to need? I need to have counter tactical strategies. I need to have core sacred system. And core sacred system comes with a lot of different things, and we have covered that topic in so many different videos. You can just go browse it and you can see things talking about core sacred system and get the gist of it. Get in detail, but we are just going to talk about the gist of it in this particular video. That we need to work on. This is something that I've learned from Patrick by David, Valuetainment. We need to have, as an entrepreneur, you cannot be working 24/7. That's the hustle culture that's been propagated today. It's not even propagated. That's few people want to work like that. Great, I cannot work like that. So on a day-to-day basis, on your daily life, we need to have priority in 6 different angles of your life, like 6 different, on a daily basis, it's segmented into 6 different parts. The business part of it. First is business, finance, personal development, health, spirituality, relationships. You can add in maybe travel over here, you can add in friendships over here, you can add in anything that you want to add in, and you can have the priorities of this is how the day looks like, this is how the week looks like, this is how the month looks like. Now based on those 6 categories, you need to have a specific goal for the year. Goal for them, in business I'm going to hit XYZ. Health, I'm going to make this I want to look like this, an aesthetic, like 6-pack, lose weight, gain muscle, get flexibility, learn boxing, anything. So in each 6 pieces of each aspect of your life, in each six areas, have a goal. Now once you have a goal, you are going to face a lot of struggles. You're definitely going to face a lot of struggles. Okay, great. And when you get stressed out or you get overwhelmed, what do you do when you get overwhelmed? Counter tactical strategy, core sacred system, that comes to picture here. Now that I know that I get overwhelmed very easily, what I'll start doing is I'll not start doing great things or even talk about great things. I'll start with small micro tiny little step is what I'm going to take today. That's all I'm going to take today. So for everything that you procrastinate, for example, if you're a lazy person, if I have been the laziest person, I have been the procrastinator all my life, okay, if that's fuzzle, what could be the counter tactical strategy for me? Great. Do-it-all mentality, dropping perfection, and eliminating distractions. When I use these 3 angles to one thing, I'm not procrastinating anymore. I'm not being lazy anymore. I'm being the productive fuzzle now. So what could help you go from this part of the world? counter tactical strategy, course acquisition. That's like your step number 1. Step number 2 is figuring out your superpower. Now you need to know what you're great at. You need to know the skills that you are in. And again, superpower is like an idea. Okay, this is what I need to do, and then you need to start working through that particular thing and start upskilling yourself as in how you go. You don't need to take certificates. You don't need to go through like years of experience. You just need to, okay, when I started off digital marketing, that's how I started off. When I saw the potential of online world, okay, I was like, okay, I have zero idea about this. I don't know how to sell, market, communicate, coach, numbers, accounts. I had zero idea. Like I had no idea what I was doing in life. Then I started, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to become a great business owner someday. Okay, that's the goal. Now what do I need to do? I need to skill myself at each thing that I do. Start about making deals, selling, closing people, doing webinars, doing presentations. How tactically should I do a web presentation? What questions to ask, what questions not to ask, when to open a question with a question, when to start, when to share a story, when to do a sex, when to do statistics, how do you do an integration, what should be the top of the funnel, what should be the bottom of the funnel, how should you structure a code, everything that I've learned. Like nothing, I did not learn anything in 21 years of my life or 22 years of my life. Now that I paid, this is, I want to become a great business owner. Then I started learning, okay, that is how it should be. That's the framework. Great. You keep on upskilling yourself. So, superpower, the second step for you is where to head, what to do, who to target. 3 questions. Ask these 3 questions. Like, what is the journey that you want to go through? What do you want to do? Who to target? You have to know exactly. Like, this one thing was way confusing when I started my business. Like, my market is everyone. Everyone who wants to start a business, everyone who wants to make money, everyone wants to do that. Great, come to my community. That wasn't the take. Like I was like, I did not know whom to talk to. I was like, now I know who I'm talking to. You are an introvert. You might be probably from 35 to 40 years old. Probably not, but then that's how I'm kind of targeting right now. So these are the categories that you are probably struggling with. You're struggling with the finances. You are in a specific job, probably have quit that job, or you're planning to quit the job. So I know exactly who I'm talking to. Like that's one thing. Like who are you talking to? Who is your target audience? Like you need to know exactly in your mind. Like not even exactly. You need to have a rough idea. This is the person looks like. Great. Now talk to that one person. And now that you know, okay, I'm going to do something with calligraphy or typography, or I want to teach people how to do great signatures who suck very bad at signatures. Okay, that's the target audience. Okay, who might be interested probably in the age category, who are into professional world, who wants to have a great signature, who wants to show off their signature. Probably they'll fall under 25 to 30 years old. Great, that's the target. That's the audience that you want to target. That's the audience that you want to talk to. Superpower, course acquisition. 2 steps. The first 2 steps you need to take. You need to be so very congruent with this one. Your value system, your belief system, the vehicle that you're going to pick, the superpower that you've got. Like 2 things have to be congruent all the time. Moving on to step number 3 is now designing your products. Now that the foundation is ready, you need to start crafting your courses using Fizprint. You start with brainstorming things. Once you brainstorm an idea, whatever's in your mind, you put that on a screen. You kind of put that on the table, like big huge paper. Then you framework it. Put a framework to your courses. Then you segment it. Okay, what course goes in your level 1, level 2, level 3 as a bonus, or level 1 as a bonus or a main course? What goes in day number 1, 2, or probably day number 5, day number 10, day number 30? How you have to structure that, segment it out, scripting it out, making a presentation of it, recording the courses out, editing the courses out, launching it out. So designing a product is a journey in itself, but then it comes with a structure as well. So you're creating an online course. Then you have multiple levels of it. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 1, you've got basics. What is the practical theory that an accountant should know as a student, now that he is now first time encountering what accounts is, what the commerce world is? For example, take 11th grade of students. Like, what should be the basic things they need to know? Moving on to, that's the basic thing. That's your level 1. In level 2, what do you cover? Level 2 plus bonuses. Level 2 is where you talk to them about the game plan. Okay, now that no theory, now you need to know, okay, this is how your journey is going to look. These are the qualities that you have. These are the mistakes people do. This is what you have to learn. This is what you have to learn. This is what you have to learn. So you are priming them to take action. You're not letting them take an action, but then you're priming them to take an action, followed by the bonuses. Level 3 is where they take all the actions. Like, okay, how do you do balance sheet? How do you do a journal entry? How do you do this? How do you do that? That's where exact framework goes. Now that's science. That's steps. If they don't know practical theory, they will not understand this. If they don't know game plan, if they don't know what is a balance sheet, why is a balance sheet important, just like me, in execution, I will just not like playing with words, just playing with words. I was just reading a question from an academic book. I don't even remember which book was that. But then every question was Mr. X. It was XYZ Limited, and shareholders. The XYZ company had probably 50 watermelons and selling smith. I was like, okay, that's fine. If the question would have been, your company had so and so amount of shares, accounts, the context of the question turns from, okay, me being an employee, now me being a business owner. Now that I'm a business owner, I'll think differently, I'll operate differently, I'll work differently. The answers will be great. So, what and the how and the approach, the mindset, the art is way important. That's why the game plan comes into picture before even taking actions. So that's your step number 3. Guarantee is number 1 by now. Now, step number 4 is you need to start understanding money. Now that you're great with your course access system, nothing can hold you against you now. Then you have course supervisor ready with you. You've got products ready with you. You need to start knowing, okay, how does money work? So you need to have that financial education that you need to, like, I'll tell you one small thing. When you start pitching a product, for example, if you're pitching a product for 2,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees, just a simple math. When you pitch your product, this is something that I've learned. When you pitch a product of 5,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees is not going to come to you. There's a channel that is going to come through, I'll tell you. I was expecting 5,000 rupees in my bank account. It was just not coming. I was like, hey, I am making 5,000. Why am I not getting 5,000? Okay, because there were 10 people taking money from me before even that coming to me. How? I'll tell you. This is like a quick hack that you can write it down. You can scribble it out so that when you are making a product, this is going to come handy. When you pitch 5,000 rupees of product, 18% going in taxes. You need to know about that. 18%. Because you have to be running a business with a proper channel, an official legal channel. You will be having GST. So 18% goes in what? GST. 1.7% to 2% goes as a transaction fee, goes as a convenience fee from the payment gateway that you're using. I did not use that. That's going there. Fourth one, you will not be submitting GST by yourself because there's too much to do. What you will do? You will be getting a CA who is going to pay it for you. Probably if you have that knowledge, great, you can save that money. But if you don't have that, just like me, I don't have that, I need a CA to do that. So I'm going to pay CA as well. I was like, if Fazal, you're making 5,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees are just going just in all these expenses. I was like, I'm not making 5,000, I'm just making 3,000. Okay, so I need to add all those things and start. Those are my business expenses. Why should I pay business expenses of my own business? It's like, that's insane. So you need to know money part of it. Like, how much is going to be a recurring investment? How much am I going to pay to the CA? What are the charges? Like, if I'm using a specific tool, what are the monthly charges of it? What are the mistakes you shouldn't be doing when you, like, for example, if you get 5,000 rupees, you're making 3,000 rupees, the whole 3,000 comes to your bank account and you just couldn't spend those 3,000 rupees just because you made money. It's that's just not great. I used to do that. It's like, I made 3,000, I'm going to spend all 3,000. No. So that income is going to fill the buckets of your personal life, okay, your business life, your health life, your travel life, your charities, your savings. So many accounts, so many buckets needs to be filled. You need to start allotting money in so many different buckets. So what happens is, if you're making 10,000 rupees, you get to spend just 10,000 rupees as your personal expense. 10,000, you just get to spend 1,000 rupees. Okay, not the whole amount. You don't spend 10,000 rupees the moment you make 10,000 rupees. You just spend 1,000 rupees. You see, you cannot be spending 1,000 rupees. You are very dissatisfied with the money you're making. Got it. Way conscious, way clear, way aware of a lot of things. Now what I'll do is, how can I increase the net revenue that I'm generating, probably the gross revenue that I'm generating. How can I increase that? So this 1,000 rupees become 10,000 rupees, becomes 50,000 rupees, becomes a lakh, becomes 2 lakhs, becomes 10 lakhs, becomes 20 lakhs, become whatever the. So how can you navigate that? How can you increase the gross income so that these pockets will start growing along with this? That's how business works. So you need to know all these things. Like, you need to sit with yourself like, this is how business works. This is how expenses are. This is what. So you need to know what money is. The income goal you need to have, revenue goal, capital in phases, long term and stuff like that. This video is going to be interesting. That was all about phase 1. You're gaining knowledge, experiencing, creating courses. Phase number 2 is where you now start. Now that you know you haven't made any money, you're just learning foundations, creating your courses. And then phase number 2, step number 1 is your basic construction, the foundation, where you go get yourself a GST. Point number 1, get yourself a bank account, a current account. Few of the banks, you don't even need credit cards for a lot of banks when you're having a great. I don't have a credit card. I suffered a lot going after credit cards and bonding a credit card and getting a credit card. But a lot of banks, the transactions that we want, for example, ClickFunnels or Teachable or whatever platform that you're using, they don't actually need a credit card because there's like a monthly subscription. The current account has got those facilities. Check with your bank whether they are providing those facilities, stuff like that. So you need a GST, you need a bank account, and you need to start your social media presence. When I say social media, just focus on these three things. These are 3 things where people search for you. Like, they search on Google and they don't go on Instagram. They search like, how can I learn how to journal? How to do journal entries, not journal. How to do journal entries for an account student. It will take you either to a video, YouTube channel, or to a blog, your website, or to a podcast channel. Your channel, your website, your channel, your show on podcast. It's not going to take me to a Facebook group. It's not going to take me to a Facebook page. It's not going to take me to an Instagram that is short. It's not going to take me to an Instagram post and if short. It's not going to take me to LinkedIn. It's not going to take me to Twitter. Those are secondary. But the primary focus, because now you're searching it on Google, is definitely going to take you to Google's backend systems: YouTube, websites, podcasts, math, algorithm. Step number 2. Now that you have social media presence, the step number 2 is like, you start creating your pillars that is going to get monetized. What do I mean by pillars? You are going to start creating your courses. You are not going to start you're going to start recording your courses, because that's one thing that is going to be way scalable. You will be very bad initial phase of it. Over a period of time that you will learn, you will practice, you will focus, your content will grow, your content is going to grow in itself, the quality is going to, you're going to grow, the quality is going to get to a different level. But then you start somewhere, right? You start here, you started today. So step number 2 is creating pillars. Step number 3, now you step into tools and systems. Now, until this point in time, you don't get into system. Then you first thing is like, you need to have a website, a digital resume. You need to have a small, simple website, not a great website. You need to start having a website. You do one-to-one systems. Like, you need to have a Calendly and something to do webinars and sell people stuff and do meetings and stuff like that. You need to have that. You need to get into payment gateways. Step number 4 is now you start having an initial cash flow. There are 1,000 things also you need to be doing with this. I cannot possibly cover in this particular video. That's why I have created online courses for you. When you join, if you are not a part of my community in the Academy of Arts and Sciences, I've got like so many courses that speaks in depth about all these crazy things. Like in depth, like you have to do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are the challenges you'll be facing? What do you need to do about it? How can you contact them? When you get overwhelmed, what do you do? So everything that's a part of the course. Like I cannot possibly cover that. Like it's too much. It's like literally too much. But then this is going to give you an idea. So if you're not a part of the community, hop into the bandwagon and let's have fun together. Step number 4 is where you have the initial cash flow. Step number 3, phase number 3, step 1 is where now you start designing funnels. Because now that you have done the groundwork, you've got a product that can be sold, you've got a service that now needs market attention, and you also have market validation. Not market validation, I have a market presence. People start knowing you, what do you do. Even if they don't, now you are within the market, you are existing in the market. Now you need to start collecting leads. How do you collect leads? Funnels. You design a funnel. Step number 2. Once you design a funnel, what do you do with the funnel? You get people. You kind of start spreading the funnel to people and start building that list that you want to have, like the leads, the list. Start gaining that traction, and you start having their email sequences. You need to have an email system over here. You're creating one list, then you're creating multiple lists. The people who attend your webinar, the people who don't attend your webinar, the people who went all the way to make the sale. It's like they changed the mind, they came back. Like you create a specific sequence for that. These are in-depth stuff is already there inside the community. Like okay, interesting, because each step that I say to you, each word that I use in this particular video, it has got a journey in itself. You have to like that's how things work. It has got a journey within itself. Now, step number 3 is once those cool things are ready, you need to get into a teachable platform. You teach the platform that you use for teaching, like that's where the courses take. So once you have all the systems in place, the next step is you integrate all the strengths. Like how can this tool talk to this tool, talk to that tool, talk to that? Like the integration comes into picture. Don't get overwhelmed. It's like step-by-step formula. 4th one. Now you start advertising yourselves. Marketing. You start advertisement. You get into first level of traffic like Facebook and Instagram. How can the whole world lives, they breed on Facebook and they kind of living there. So how can you target the right people and get the money out of it? Like how can you go out there in the market and say, see, I've created something. Arnold Schwarzenegger said, first you work on yourself, then you advertise yourself, you market yourself. I've created something cool for you, which is going to be 1,000% beneficial for you. Do you want to get into a webinar where I can teach you what you're going to get, and then you can join that particular course or that particular community? Great, that's the link you have to go. Your advertisements does that for you. Then in phase number 4, now we move to phase number 4, the concluding part of it. Not the concluding part of it, but phase number 4. Now you start doing your webinars. Now you start selling, you start making money, you start to have that first member inside the community, the second member inside the community, third member inside the community, with 30 members inside the community. Now that engine that has been working so hard in phase 1, 2 and 3 now gets alive. That's where the money comes in. That's where the money impact starts to come. That's where the members of your community starts to come in. You are now building an ecosystem. It all starts with 0 members, 1, 10, 50, 100, 500, 1,000, 2,000. Keep on going. Step number 2. Now that you start to have a community, those things behind the scenes that are also happening. Social media and stuff like that, that's happening. But now you start nurturing the community. In a community, you have a context, you have rules of engagement, you have guidelines. You are now being the coach that you always wanted to be. You are now starting making money. Now the responsibility starts at this point. Like now you need to get them results. Like you have promised them you are going to go on hiking and come back alive without any injuries, and you're going to accomplish this thing in hikings in so many different places. Now that you have set that expectations, you get them results. That's what happens in nurturing. Step number 3, not to get overwhelmed with the whole thing that we discussed in this particular video. You never get overwhelmed, but you have to get overwhelmed. You just have to take step 1, focus on that step 1, then take step 2, then step 3, then step 4. And the step number 4 here in phase number 4 is the loop repeats. So that's how And that's most of the things that you need to know. Not most of the things, that are things, 4 phases explaining everything you need to launch a business. I think probably I'll have a different video where we can go deep into multiple different phases, phase 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 as well. But then this is where and how you're going to launch a business. I think I've kind of laid down the whole roadmap for you, and start implementing, start taking those small little steps, which is going to be insanely impactful in a longer run. Start thinking, how can I make more assets which can give me more money? How can I monetize them on a later stages, and more on the lines of automations than just working so very hard. Thank you so much for making this particular video and being a part of your day, and I shall see you in another video.